Hey, what's up, Internet? This is Dark Ruler 1030, also Will from Will of Gaming and Gamers Nation 1234, and today I want to talk about something that Miss K brought up. For those of you who don't know who Miss K is, she is, well, everybody knows who Miss K is, but Miss K, she's a gamer, and she has her own channel, 219garyind. And she did a video doing a roll call, basically asking for where the real gamers. So, iPod 1 reviewer, Lynn, decided to join in on the conversation. And I'm not sure how many other people really joined in the conversation. I've just been so busy lately. So I am really sorry if I'm forgetting anybody. But yes. Back when I started Gamers Nation, I did it with the intention of creating a group of a bunch of gamers, of a bunch of individual people who had one common purpose: gaming. It didn't matter what their race was. It didn't matter what their sexual orientation was. It didn't matter what their background was. And that the common goal that we all had, despite what we believed in, despite what everything, was that we all gamed. We didn't all have to like the same games. We didn't all have to pick the same games. You know, it didn't matter. We didn't all have to play on the same consoles, and we didn't even all have to play the game together. Just the common goal was just to get a bunch of people to talk about the current news of gaming, and that's all it was. Now, a lot of people, and I'm very appreciative of this, that I've found a lot of people on the internet because of this. You know, I found the Trent Network and iPod 1 reviewer. We were huge friends before Gamers Nation started, and we all kind of just started it together. I kind of came up with the idea, and we just kind of just put it together. And then we met Denny, and then Denny came a part of the channel, and then we met Miss K, and then Miss K just kind of just introduced us to a gazillion types of different gamers that I just didn't think was gonna happen. You know, I did not know it was gonna be where it is right now. I know that our channel isn't big. It's not like, I think we have like 150 something subscribers right now. And it's not the greatest channel, but the best thing that I think about our channel was that it's never about anything else. When we fight about something, if we do ever fight about something, which we rarely do, but if we do argue about something, it's something to do with the gaming world, or something that we see is not right, or something that's whatever, and then we sometimes have a little debate about it. And you know what? Sometimes it's really fun. It's really fun to debate about things, and it's fun to do all these things. But my number one issue with the gaming community right now is that I feel like online, and I'm a strong believer in this, that online ruined gaming. Anything internet ruined gaming. Back in my day, I grew up as a gamer in the 90s, and Nintendo, the NES was my first console. I grew up, playing Game Boy and moving up the ranks of systems and PlayStation, Sega, all this stuff, and I just played every single console. I was never a PC gamer, even though that there was a short time in my life where I did play PC, but that was back on my Packer Bell, back in like 1995, and I don't know. PC games never really got me, but that's just my personal thing. I've always fluctuated between PlayStation and Nintendo. They've always been my top two contenders for winning my affection. PlayStation really stole me last generation. Xbox kind of took it at first, and then it transferred to PlayStation 3 for the rest of the generation, because Wii didn't really grab me as much. It was a great console, but it wasn't an amazing console. Now this generation, the Nintendo has won me over, and PlayStation is severely disappointing me, at least as far as right now. I don't like the direction of where gaming is going, because there is not that interactiveness anymore, where gamers actually just got together, and it used to be like this rebellion thing, like a place where, I guess, quote, the losers would get together and they would just chat about whatever gaming topics it was. And you can make, and the gaming community can be so great when it's very vocal and talks about theories about games, and it talks about all these things, and you can talk about, you know, fan ideas or ideas that you have about the game, or guessing of where the sequel is going to go, or, you know, things like that. And it's like, we have that still, but it's non-existent. And according to what I see on YouTube, I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos, to be perfectly honest. I kind of just stick to the main things like Game Theory and Game Explain and Jay Witz and a few other gaming people that I follow, but they're like really big. And there's some people that I follow that are, you know, not so well known, but, you know, I follow them, and it's really good. However, it's just that there's also some channels that you stumble across that are on gaming topics, where it's not even about games anymore. It's just people fighting back and forth about talking about somebody or making fun of somebody or whatever. And I'm like, this is a gaming channel. So I look at this and I'm like, okay, why is this happening? Like, what does this have to do with anything? I mean, I'm not attacking anybody that whatever, because, you know, to each their own business. Run your channel however you want to run it. That's your right and that's your freedom. But, however, it's like there's like gaming can't. It's like a channel can't strictly stay gaming anymore. It's like it has to go somewhere else, and it's like, I don't know. Like, there were times where Gamers Nation did go somewhere else, and we didn't even stick to a gaming topic. And sometimes it can come across as really uncomfortable for people, and it feels like people are being attacked. And you know what? That's not how the gaming community should be. You shouldn't at first. Gaming is a place where you escape as a person. Sometimes the real world is too hard to look at, and sometimes it's just easier to escape in a game and just play it. But then on top of that, we are now living in the most extremely judgmental world that we live in because of the internet, where everybody has an opinion and everybody just throws everything at you in every different way, shape, or form. Make fun of you, say something about you, talk about you, say things like you're ugly, things that don't even make sense, ignorant stuff, things like that. And unfortunately, that's the thing that we live in. And on top of that, with online being added onto games, even games are affected by it. Me personally, I don't play multiplayer. I do not play multiplayer. I do not like to play multiplayer online with people. The only people I like to play with are those that I know, those that I'm friends with, those that I'm cool with, those that I know in real life and have and bring over to my house, or I go over to their house and we play. I'm an old school gamer. I always will be. I'm a console gamer, and I always will be. You know, and I love the idea of my mother playing games on like her cell phone, or my sister playing games on her cell phone. You know, just the fact that everybody's playing something, and that's a great thing. And the fact that we had so many evolutions throughout time, where Comic-Con evolved and E3 evolved, and all these tournaments everywhere, and now we got Twitch, and now on top of that, YouTube is now being more open to showing gameplay videos and all the Let's Plays and all this stuff like that. I mean, gaming has grown so big, and there's huge accomplishments because of it. But attacking somebody for the games that they choose to play or the consoles that they own, it's a little ridiculous. Like, seriously, calm down. It ain't that serious. Now, when Miss K says, where the real gamers at? I personally say the real gamers should be playing games. You know, they should be playing games and not worrying about, you know, typing on the internet. I mean, honestly, I haven't really been paying attention to everything that's on YouTube. I kind of just, if I do watch YouTube, it's kind of to stick to my little group of subscriber people, and I watch some whenever I have the time to watch them, or I binge watch one day or something. But usually I'm playing games. I'm playing Super Smash Brothers, or I'm playing whatever I feel like playing. And if you're judging me based on what I'm playing, then you know what? I don't care what you honestly think. That's your opinion, whatever. You can stick to whatever game you like to play. I don't judge. There have been times on Gamers Nation where I have attacked PC gamers. But the reason why I'm attacking PC gamers is because PC gamers attack me for liking my consoles. Now, normally it's not always right to fight fire with fire, and I'm not condoning that. Usually just ignore anything that's being thrown. But normally I don't really say anything bad. It's just, I'm just saying, if a PC person is making fun of the graphics of my console, I said, well, you haven't shown me anything on your PC that one, I want to play, and two, that graphically wows me. I mean, sure, I don't want to spend $4,000 to $10,000 on a computer just so I can be, no, it ain't gonna work. You know, I don't care. The thing is that I want to know if the game is fun. And some games I prejudge, and I'm gonna admit that. You know, I'm not perfect. I mean, I judge indie games all the time, and I'm pretty sure some of them are actually really, really fun. But there are some games that I just don't understand the popularity, like Minecraft. I don't get it. I don't get it. And other things like that, but that's my right as a person to, you know, whatever. At least I tried Minecraft. I tried it many times, and people get mad at me for not liking it. But I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't like it. You know, just like how I understand, I try to shove Super Smash Brothers down everybody's throat. Everybody knows me on the channel that I say Super Smash Brothers at least once every episode. And look at me now, talking about it. But when I talk about Super Smash Brothers, it's strictly just that. It's Super Smash Brothers, and I'm just mentioning it. I want everybody to get it because I think it's a great game. But not everybody's going to agree with that. I completely get it. I completely understand. But I'm not going to get mad at you if you hate Super Smash Brothers. I'll be like, what? Like a joke, but I won't get upset. In this world of gaming, as much as we want to see our company succeed, because, you know, if a company succeeds that you like me, I personally want Nintendo to succeed. I don't ever want Nintendo to lose, because Nintendo has always is the company that started this whole entire thing. I mean, there have been other consoles before Nintendo that kind of pushed it, but Nintendo is what revived it and made it to what it is. Fun, innovative, new ideas. Some ideas worked, like the Game Boy and handheld devices and things like that. Literally, Nintendo was the pioneer of that. The handheld device. The fact, I mean, you can argue it was the Walkman, and Sony did it too, but I'm just saying that as far as gaming being portable, Nintendo technically started that. Like, made it as popular as it is. And then on top of that, you have there was Virtual Boy. I mean, now we got the Oculus Rift. Nintendo. The Zapper gun. You know, I mean, you can technically say that the arcades really started that, but still, in home consoles, the idea of it being in home consoles, Nintendo did that. And I don't want to make this seem like I'm a Nintendo fanboy, because I know it sounds like that's what it is. But no, I'm just saying that you should be respectful to all consoles. Every console has done something innovative. Like PlayStation has added the multimedia stuff to it. Xbox added the online features and made that popular. I mean, you know, so really each console did its own revolutionary thing. And still, it's fantastic. And I always await the day that a console grows. However, it feels like gaming is starting to go on a decline. And look at me, I'm ranting. I need to stop. But it's like the consoles are going on a decline. And it's like, you know, nothing's really as exciting anymore. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. I don't know if it's because none of the games are really appealing to me. Because we're really going into an indie-driven thing. And it's like we're starting video gaming all over again. And I know that that's a mean thing to say, because indies are definitely the way of the future. But seriously, it's just like I want to progress forward. And I feel like with indies, you're moving back. But that's just my opinion. This is my opinion. And it doesn't mean that the games are bad. It doesn't mean... Some have really good ideas. Like, I love Dust and Elysian Tale. Splunky was really good, you know... Super Stardust Delta, Peggle, you know, so there's some really good indie games. So I have no problem with any of that. So, anyways, guys, That's my 2 cents on it. Sorry for this long video. I don't even know how long it is. But that's my 2 cents on it. I mean, real gamers, unfortunately, we need to stick together. We were once one at some point. And then we just kind of started to slowly slip apart and apart and apart. And even though that there was always that war there, whose console's better, even back in the 90s with Sega and Nintendo, there's always going to be that war thing. And in a way, it's fun, but don't take it to a level where it doesn't need to be. You know, don't take it to a level where you're making straight up making fun of somebody for liking something or for liking a game. That's one thing about Gamers Nation that we don't do. We don't discriminate on what you are, what your games that you play, what you play, whatever. We just love the fact that you game. And the fact that we all have that one, why am I putting two fingers? One thing in common is that we all game. Doesn't matter what platform. Always look at, like Meowth said in Pokemon, the first movie. Can you believe it? A Pokemon said this. He said, maybe if we start always looking at what's the same instead of always looking at what's different, well, who knows? So, I love that quote. So, I say let's live by that. Let's start looking at everything that's the same instead of always looking at what's different. And just focus on that. And who knows what will come out of that. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of The Will of Gaming. Be sure to follow everybody on the channel of The Gamers Nation. Miss K for 2119. Oh, God, I'm so sorry, Miss K. 219garyind. iPod 1 Reviewer, which is Lynn. Xvisionary, which is Denny. The Trent Network, which is Trent. Brooklyn Boss, which is Boss. The old Dirty 33, which is Dirty. And you can follow me on The Will of Gaming. You can also follow Thuggy on Thuggy Plus. You can, oh my God, there's so many people. You can follow Coupon for Coupon Strives. You can follow JC Groups, which is Jason. So, I mean, we have a bunch of people that have been guests on the show at least some point in time. So thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully we get your continued support. Sorry for this long rant video, and I'm done. I swear I'm done. I promise.